good and fun to play, which is incredible for small budget production compared to like these really big productions. We're very happy. We've been really working hard, guys, the whole team. So I run 2 businesses. So I'm spending about 12 hours working every day between both of them. And some of our main coders are also spending 5-6 hours a day to fix stuff. The onboarding team is working hard, and we're hiring new people. It's been fun. I think it's been fun meeting people from all over the world, meeting the players, having the first whales rolling in, having the very small people coming in, having the first Twitch, the first YouTuber. I think we delivered probably the nicest alpha in all the blockchain games so far presented. Consider that this is just a basically sketch of a game. It's not a game. It's just a sketch of a game. And a lot of people think this is a game. And then they think we need to improve this and this. No, it's not a game yet, guys. It's just a sketch of, hey, we're going to have a pets. We're going to have dragons. We're going to have homes. We're going to have running businesses. But this is not going to look the way it looks. It's going to be much, much better, much more advanced in Unreal 5. But also it's going to be a little simpler and less colorful, maybe when it comes to graphics on the consoles, right? Because not all the consoles can carry the heavy game like that. So I think we did good. I mean, community says we did great. I think we did good. I think we're missing a lot of things that I would like to add, but simply we were rushing. We didn't have a time to add everything in. We were trying to prove to everyone and ourselves that we will deliver functioning alpha game in 2 blockchains for everybody versus a bunch of other people that over the years just talked a lot about games and doesn't really deliver anything. So that was our goal. So I think the alpha went pretty well. We still have 2 weeks to go till I believe April 8th. And then we're taking a break for the whole month, not doing really much in alpha anymore. People have been just having blast, I guess. Galax is there every day. He knows. There is.
If I have to say something, Marius, we met like 6 months ago, something like that, and you present us your game. We were really impressed already 6 months ago in December or November. I don't remember exactly. But talking about alpha, sincerely, what you offer us is above expectation. Sincerely, above expectation, and we cannot say it enough. Your team is amazing. You guys are very responsive. When someone has an issue, create ticket, gets issue resolved. My friend, I get him onboarded. He buy a pass. I think it was Thursday or Wednesday. And the day after, I text him. I told him, "Hey, did you already play?" He told me, "Yeah, I already played yesterday." I was like, "What?" That was very fast, and
we went quick.
It was very quick, and I love that. And you told us before that you already onboard 50 people in like 3 days, and that shows how your team is proactive, and we love that. As for the alpha, there was so much updates, so much stuff that's been added that people think is a real game, but it's not. It's just an alpha, and we love it. And thank you. I'm very happy, man.
Thank you, guys. Humbled with the support, as always. Humbled. Now let's go to beta and blow everybody's minds again.
Please do.
Yes.
Yeah, because that sort of goes in the segue. Pretty good segue is where do we? I mean, we know beta's next, but what kind of timeline and stuff are we looking at here? What's our next steps? Because we said 2 weeks, April 6th.
I can't give you timelines in gaming. You gotta say gaming industry. It's gaming industry. It's like telling you there was a person that says that he's going to deliver the Cybertruck in 2 years. Since then, Ford built a truck and delivered, and people are driving it. So I'm going to be a little cautious. I don't want to give any dates. The goal of the team, I can tell you what the goal is, but the things can break or don't work or the code may not work. The goal will be to start a small playable level again in Christmas time, like we started this time. We started a little bit between. We want to give people holidays. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to just release the game on the 23rd and everybody gets divorced. So I'm gonna probably do the 28th, 29th if everything goes good, right before New Year's, like between holidays, like people have some time down. but they're already down with the 24th, 25th, 26th. So that's the goal, about the 28th of December. But before that, we may do, there is an early access beta pass chests around, and tons of people have them. We will give that group earlier access, like about probably a month earlier, and they're going to deal with a lot of problems. So it's going to be, again, the early group with the problems, and then another group with like less problems. However, community has been pushing in DMs and other communication with us to do subscription base of alpha. So keep the alpha alive between alpha and beta. So we're trying to see how many people will be interested in the subscription base, and what that will do is it will just pay for the server cost and some updates and some new missions every month. So people have something to do versus completely abandon the project and wait for 8 months or so. I'm not against that. I just think if you're going to be in that island without any updates for 8 months, you're going to get really bored. And so for now, we're just discussing that if we will do subscription. But to just straight answer your question, I will hope if everything goes correctly and we have no delays, that there will be about the 28th of December. So this is where we go. We also will release earlier alpha version for browsers, so all the Mac people can come and try the browser version, or on your iPad or on your iPhone. We're going to see how the control is going to work. It's going to be streamable, so you have to have a great internet wherever you are. As long as you have a good internet, you can play it on anything. And we're going to see, guys, how the controller is going to work, because I haven't tried it yet. Because it's going to be the thumb little controller that you have on different devices. So we will see that. So different chapters, but yes, in general, December 28th, you can but you can hope for beta in Unreal 5 engine, and we will see how many characters.
Oh yeah, Unreal 5 is looking awesome. The pictures that you're showing everywhere, it just looks, especially that one of the new SD village with the what was it, the windmill with the water and that view, that looked awesome.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Unreal Engine lets you basically with Lumen. So the graphic itself won't get better. The lighting is getting better. So you see better shadows, better differences between the items. Like they look a little bit more natural, realistic, and more fun. But not like we're going to be, oh my God, we're going to be way better graphics. No, it's just the lighting. So it looks much better on your screen than anything else in Unreal 4. We hope so. We are transferring a lot of characters also. There's smoother animations in Unreal 5. There's brand new sound system in Unreal 5. But guys, Unreal 5 is still new. So we expect bugs too. There's bugs happening left and right, and they keep on fixing it. It's not an old, good, Chevy that you drove for 10 years and it's bulletproof like Unreal 4 is pretty bulletproof. So right now the game is solid, but the moment you move it to new engine, you don't know. You have to give it a little bit of time. So we will see. But I'm seeing that all the major games right now in the world are going to be releasing in 5. Nobody is releasing in 4 anymore. But there is still a lot of games on consoles and Nintendo that are in 4, and they're rock and rolling great. So it's not like 4 is obsolete or it's crappy. It's really not. You guys all enjoy 4 for the last X amount of years, but it's time to move. So it's fortunate, but also unfortunate, because when you start MMORPG and you load all the money into the 4, and then you have to shift into the 5 because this is where technology is going, it's a little hit for the company too, because we need to do it pretty much again in some way. People would not tell you that. They will just tell you, oh, it's smooth, we're going to do it, guys, it's going to be better. But I'm just being realistic, right? We had an old, powerful generation engine in our Dodge, let's say, and now we got the brand new Hemi. We got this new twin turbo supercharger that we just ordered, 707 horsepower. We have to put it in, and we don't know if our fuel pump is going to work. So these are like the little things, But end of December, that's the answer.
Awesome. All right.
Ready
so
for
some
next
viewers and may not know this, especially some of the new players, that basically most of what you added in alpha, you weren't planning on adding to beta.
No.
Why did you add it so soon? I mean, why did you, the werewolf heart and stuff? Why did you add those so soon? I mean, I mean, we thank you for it. I mean, I'm not complaining, obviously, but
I'm still waiting
So-
for mine.
you're still looking for yours.
It was a good surprise, yeah.
because I'm impatient, maybe that's what it is. I just want to try things. So if there is idea that I have and I will push on the coders, I don't care if we need to do it again. I just want to see if it's going to work with a small community to then have at least a little pointer. Well, it's going to work with 2,000 people or 20,000 in the future.
Okay.
So I'm trying to throw a basic versions of everything. Basic version of Dragon. People like it. People love it. Okay. Basic version of pets. Basic version of pets that you can ride, right? Basic version of ownership of the horses, because I'm sure that's what you guys talking about. So we start adding all this to see how people react to it and what's really popular. And then we will lean the direction what was very popular, what people really liked, right? So we adding, that's why the game doesn't have a lot of lore or really bunch of new quests. Quests will be added. We will have for sure 1,000 quests in a couple of years. So you're going to be endlessly doing quests. So I won't be worried about that. I'll be worried about, will the game have a pet that you can say, stay, guard, attack, eat, come with me? That's things that are really important for me, right? More. Can you actually walk your horse to the stable, leave it there, pet it, and the horse was in danger and it's going to heal? Like, I'm more about details like that people would like in real life. I'm a horse owner, pet owner. So I like adding these things. And now in these years when it's not that difficult. And a lot of games lacks the depth on that end, which is companion and that relationship with companion. And they add a bunch of UI and tons of trees. It's really not needed, in my opinion. I think the group of players that want to have a simpler UI, but still sophisticated enough for MMORPG guys to kind of have this fun of stats and building character, but then have more on the pet side, more of a mount side, more of a cosmetic side, maybe. This is kind of where we're going with it. So the UI is going to stay the way it is. It may be even nicer than it is, but you're never going to see the whole screen of UI. I'm completely against. Every time the team is bringing me a new UI, I'm saying a 70% less than what you just showed me. We even will replace the statistics that you see in UI with icons. So you will understand the icon, this is the magic statistic or this is the strength, and you just click on it and that will show you. But your screen is going to be clean, like very clean, so you can repress your eye inventory and you see everything while still seeing what your bodies are doing in the background, killing something big, right? Because that's important for you to see through. So this is, I know we added a lot of content and some of it is not completed, but the reactions that we get from communities, what we're looking for is basically give you a basic version and see what people say, and then make a note on that one and move to another basic version. We've been putting in updates, I think, guys, probably every 2 weeks, like a serious thing, and every week very basic stuff. So we bring in the new battle for you guys in the last village. We're still trying. We realize, like, for example, guys, I won't stop talking, so I will stop in 60 seconds and then
keep going.
And then
Keep
go with another question. But we just built the villages based on my designs. The first one was Ivan Volchenko, the designer of Witcher. The first village is his layout. Second and third one is my layouts. I just draft them, give it to him, and he put it in, right? So we tried NTM village, and we know what's wrong with it. We're improving it. We tried with Drakefell. We know it's a little bit too far from everything, but it's good looking. We tried the new harbors, new boats. Now we know the distance is too far. These are all just tries, right? And then we take feedback. Like Alex comes every 2.5 hours and say, Marius this, Marius that, Marius that. And I'm saving them. I'm like, okay, this is good opinion. Okay, he's right. Because it's important not everybody to be just reserved and don't say anything. Just sometimes don't mind if you don't reply for 2 days, but then we reply and we give you all the input, right? So somebody always looks through all these inputs and we say, okay, he's right. That was too big. This is not visible. So we really do these things. It's not only us, but it's also you guys. And then in the beta, we're going to probably lower the church, make more visibility through the village. This is very narrow map. Now you guys can fly, so you can zoom out. When you zoom out, you see how much is packed around NTM village. Cornwall, right? Cornwall is very packed because we have this water, the raid is there. We didn't have enough space. On the back of that, you have the PvP arena because we're tasting PvP still. There's a lot of things around you. We couldn't build it out. If we build it out, you will have wolves, boars, stuff going on. Just no space. And if you put all this AI on the top of each other, all you're going to get is problems. The AI has to have a space to walk and understand and react to you. So that's how we build the snow mountain. And then we see how many people goes there. The moment we put the bear cub to drop out of the bear, there is 50 players every day going through that port, because I'm watching portals. They're going through that portal that it's there, and they go to the cub. So we really control the traffic in the game. So we have to make sure that it's balanced. Okay, go over the next question because I want to.
Okay.
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
I have something. You talk about the pets that they will be able to have the defend and the attack. Will there be an option? I'm saying not now. I'm saying like the future. Are you thinking on an option that will having a pet, or maybe one of the special pets will have the ability to gather the loot for you instead of you going gathering the loot? That was a question from.
It was, I don't remember who it was.
Well, I didn't
you see
go
what I
that
mean?
far.
Like in a raid.
So, for example, if you
For example,
raid,
was like if you're in a yeah, go ahead.
So
I've seen it in some games. I would need to think on an AI for that one. I didn't go that far with my fantasy yet. I find a little. I mean, there's a lot of crazy things in that game, but it would be a little off in 1100s to have a pet that goes there and picks up stuff and carries on the back. More back in the day, people would train the bear. They would train the wolves, right? They would train some punter or something. There were big cats actually in Scotland too, so you can research that. So I'm trying to keep that a little bit accurate, so we don't go too much for like an Asian type of a game that we have everything and anything. So I keep that, but I'm not saying in the druid world you may be able to deploy a druid style of a pet that will have more functions and help you in that one. But we're going to keep the Scotland in this realm not all that crazy. Like we will just kind of tone it down and keep it at least somehow accurate to what could happen in 1100s, right?
Perfect.
So I know we brought dragons, but hey, nobody said there was no dragons 5,000 years ago.
We're gonna come to that. Let's answer some question. Take a break from our question and answer some question of the team on YouTube. Here, someone asked, "Is over time, and if Avalon become very successful, does Marius intend to work full time on this?" And this question is from Tom Z.
Well,
I think you're already working on this on full time. If they don't know.
really don't. I just give it about a 40 to 50% of my time. I have another corporation that I'm running, and I'm building another game that I don't want to talk about yet. That also it's gonna be presented probably in December, the first gameplay. So Avalon gets 100% of my attention when it comes to designing of the vision. But then I will have a gaming director, designer director that's just gonna take it away, right? So that's not the one person or even 10 people cannot make a game like that. That's not possible. You need to, the way the system works is you create a project, you do them the vision, you present it to community approves that. We have now support of you guys and a bunch of streamers and everybody else. Now we take it to Web 2, we get more support, more people, that brings more funds, and then we build a larger team. And I come to meetings, I give them the vision, I then review it every day, and they build it up, right? So don't worry that somebody's going to take it and screw it up. They won't. I won't let them. I don't care really. So it's just kind of my thing. But this requires a larger team. Like the size of the team was 17 when we started. Then we didn't need it about 10 people. We needed to downgrade it to 7, and we still have the 10. They come and go and help us on things. But now we're getting more high-end people because we can slowly afford them. So a high-end person can do a job of 5 other guys, right? It's very, very sophisticated. But these guys are hard to find. I mean, I can tell you guys, being the character designer or like this really good C++ coder, that's a really good job. Yeah. It takes you 5 to 8 years to learn it, but you have a really good skill. You can make all kinds of money from $250 a year to $700,000 a year, right? Depending how good you are in it. So they're not easy to grab them, but we have a good team. We have a dedicated team, and we're going to build it up stronger. And thank God now there's so many computer systems that can do things for you. That answers it. That answers this question that this will require less of my time because there's a lot of system that will do things for us. So I will still be responsible for the general design of the lore and the idea behind the project, but I will just command, hey, create me this, create me that, and the people do that, right? And sometimes I have a really good coders like our V guy that created most of the gameplay. I tell him I want a fun weapon with fire, so he created bending fire. He created shoots with fire. We have the bow that tracks the enemies, and I just throw a little idea, and then people take it and make it beautiful and not crazy. So I think guys, you're gonna be fine if I'm not here 100%. Don't worry if I'm not here, because the second game that we deliver, it's gonna be awesome too. I promise you. It's just gonna be more people. You're gonna see more people. For now, it's been mostly me, because if I don't overlook it, if I leave it to 5 other guys, you won't get alpha the way it is. I have to be on the top of everybody, and that's the reason why you see the alpha that it's working, because I'm not going to be lying. I put, sometimes between 7 to 10 hours in this project, depending on a day, right? So we're going to see how it's going to be with multiple projects, but you're going to meet a couple of new directors. I'm going to GDC right now in San Francisco. I'm going to do some headhunting. I'm going to try to hire somebody from a really large game to do part-time with us. We need a really big game name to attract investors, but I spoke to a couple companies now. They saw the alpha, they couldn't really believe. And now I just told them that it's going to be created for consoles. They couldn't believe either. So I think we have something good to show people, a prototype. This is only prototype. And how do we carry it from prototype is obviously money, right? Money is where the subject is. So far, the project has been funded 100% by my company. Then community helped a little bit towards the end of it. We're very straight with community. We're not like the other projects. You buy a bunch of stuff and you don't know where it goes. We really tell you like, hey, we're taking this and you pay for that, and this is going to create the system, or you guys paid for that, and it takes time to do this and that. So we try to actually explain to you where the money goes the best we can, right? Nobody is taking money and buying Rolls Royces, right? It's a little different. Or we're not buying homes for the community money. We try to use to deliver the game. And I've noticed there's a lot of players that are retired, have the kids out. Majority of our players are in the age between 30 and 60. They're all pretty stable already, and they're not worried getting a couple things. We don't have a lot of people that come and spend $85 and they cry like, oh, this was too much compared to other game. This is not a game for you. This is a solid community game that will have solid economy, that will attract different type of people. And I'm noticing the European group already tries to put meetings together and meet somewhere in Norway or Denmark. There's a lot of things that already are happening. Community is getting tighter and tighter and tighter because people are normal. You don't have a lot of fights in the Discords. You don't have kids coming and cussing everybody out. We control that. But in general, it's like if there's an argument, like somebody brings, hey, you guys are unfair because of this, we analyze that. We try to make it right? And I'm noticed the players like each other, players support each other. I mean, Galax comes there, supports people. Every one of you, you come and support the new players. It's more. It's not only a game. It's at this point this community, and that's the point, because it's really who is in a game. We can do the best game ever, and if you're gonna have a bunch of ogres running around in the game, then you're not gonna be there. You're not gonna want to hang out with people by the fireplace and talk how your Friday was. So I was trying to do it not only for you killing something, but if you guys noticed, I designed these fire pits. When people sit and they buff themselves, right? But my design was not for that. My design was for community to gather and wait and chat. And it's exactly what's happening. Some of these fire pits right now have 10, 20 people sitting, not 20 now, but 10, 12 people sitting around them and just chatting in different groups there before they're doing raids. So that was a good idea. So now we're going to follow with this. I also try to place them in the places where you guys need to come and wait for someone. Yeah. Then you can cook, then you can cook there, and you can sit and you can buff. So you never waste your time because you're busy in life anyway. So now you can sit. I was trying to design it like for myself because I'm super busy. So if I'm there in a raid, and like, let's say me, I'm Galax. I come in and I'm missing 4 guys to the raid. What do? I don't want to stand there and just waste my life. So I will sit my character and go get a coffee or a snack. And while I do that, my character just raised up by 15%. So I'm trying to kind of give you the time back in your life. It's little things, but I think they're going to add up. You can cook now. That already saves you this time, right? You can sit on the fire, and I'm going to add something more that you could do at the places that you wait. Very soon we will have, before beta, we will already have rates that will take you to another server. So you're going to get matchmaking, and the groups are going to be tighter, and you can choose people in a group, and then that group will go. So we're working on that one. Right now it's a little messy. It's six goes in or 8 goes in. It's fine. That's also a good stress test. It shows us if the system will distribute rewards to everybody. Well, Galax remembers in the early days, we had a lot of issues with distributions. All these issues have been fixed, and recently everything comes in. The issue have been Polygon. Polygon has been slower than Wax in general. But the reason was to fix it was to just wait for him a little bit. So we give him more time, the chain itself, and now everybody in Polygon gets their badges. Right now, their badges. In the future, it's going to be good NFT, or it's going to be 200 coin coming to you, or whatever that's going to be. For us, it's just transaction with testing. What we're sending makes no difference to the system. It's just transaction. So that was our goal, to improve it, and I think it's been improved 100% since January. We had players that will go every second transaction or every third one, and then they will get free badges. They will get double badges. We fixed that one. Wax, I have to say, has been easier. So one of the things that I would go with another question, because I won't stop. There's so many things.
That's what we're here
No,
for.
you're
So
good.
good.
I'm gonna let you.
Don't
I'm
worry.
gonna let you ramble. I mean, I'm gonna let you go. I like it.
No. I have a call at 11, so I gotta listen to you guys.
That's how we get
questions.
leaks. That's how we get leaks. So
All right,
we
so
like
let's
that.
Quick
talk
fire
about
questions.
characters. Oh, got something, CO2?
No, go ahead.
There's still questions
Go ahead.
on YouTube. That was what I was saying. So quick fire 'em, Galaxy is what I was trying to say.
I'm sorry.
I said there's still questions on you. It's like about 4 questions on YouTube. I don't know if you want
Yeah,
to
we're gonna
fire 'em.
come back to question more. Yeah, we're gonna come back
All right,
to
let's
that.
talk about characters, because you got to have an NFT
Yeah.
character for beta. Probably that access pass beforehand as well, I believe. So let's just talk a little bit about characters, how the process works. So we're going to turn in our badge, right? Whichever badge we have, whether it's gold, silver, or whatever, and the 21 badges with it, and we're going to get our characters, right? So, and you're also telling us to wait before beta, because we got a few more maybe goodies that you're going to offer or whatever. Okay, right? And just making sure the systems. I got a lot of people like, I think this is the way it's working, so let me just make sure I'm telling them. So out of the, let's go with first, say the gold passes. So what characters can they choose? Oh, that just swapped on me. What happened?
That's okay. So I'm gonna go very quickly through this, guys. I would recommend whoever collects badges, don't sell them and hold them until pre-beta, like a month before the beta, because we will have probably 7 characters released by then. Right now, you only have a choice of 2 Dragon Raiders, and that you can purchase. That's Inquisitor and Templar Grandmaster. In that article in the Medium, you see exactly which card you can claim for your pass. It's very transparent. So please always do read it. I have this type of a pass. What kind of characters I can claim? I think it's going to be Vikings and some Druids and Knight of the King Arthur. The rarity is also explained in the character. Always going to the rarity is explained in the same article, right? So different type of pass, different type of rarity of the character. The deal is, I think, pretty sweet, because there's $250 per pass, and then your gameplay and the character is worth $700, right?
Absolutely.
And then another pass is $160, but the character is worth $350. And another one is 80, character is going to be worth about $160, right? This is just how we line it up for everybody. A half price, but you're dedicating a time. In some cases, 1/3 of the price. So I hope that was a good answer. 21,
It was.
21, and you can buy them from the marketplace, because a lot of guys have, because they spend a lot of time in the game and they don't want all these. If you're going to be missing something, you can buy it from the marketplace. That's why we created the market for players to also sell their badges if they just like have it too many of them. And it's also character per pass. So it's not character per, I have 100,000 badges, I'm going to get 50,000 characters. That's not how it works. 1 character per the pass. What that does is prevents value of your character in the future. If we did it differently, you will have 100 Inquisitors all over the place sold for $100. That's not how that works. So we try to limit it because you guys dedicate the time very early. You have fun. It's a good entertainment, right? So we think the value is there, but we also want to prevent the marketplace from being flooded by cheap characters in the future, right? So, and then another answer here, you can play with character if you had the budgets and claimed one, or in the future, but it's or and not with, or with the pass that we will have for beta. So if you don't have a character, you can play with the pass, right? And if you have a character, you just come in because you already paid and you created the character. You come in with the character, we plugged it in. So that's, I hope that was a good answer.
It was. The main reason why I asked that, because I know a lot of this is in the white papers. So we have some people asking from time to time the Founder's Chest, because the Founder's Chest, I think, offers a couple more maybe characters that's not offered in some of the passes, right? I think because I think the biggest thing that I'm seeing from people is they think they can get the Grand Templar Master out of the Founder's Chest, and I don't think that that's the Knight, right?
They cannot. They can get the Knight of the King
Templar
Arthur.
Knight, right? Yeah.
So the Templar Knight, yes. So not Templar Grandmaster. It's my fault a little bit in description. So please also always ask in Discord, ask players, ask us before you make decision on buying something, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to make sure that we get it clarified for them. Yes, yeah.
If you have any descriptions and if you feel the description is misleading, ask us to make amendment to the description. In NFTs, we cannot, but we can put something in the article or below and point you to that, right? We try to be very, very clear with these descriptions. We've made some mistakes, guys. Forgive us. It was just an alpha preparing material for it. But we try to explain the big chest for 850 has 2 passes right now and all the goodies, the home, the character, and incoming different NFT item, like a really strong weapon, right? And then all the rest of the chests that you see on Wax, they have choice of character, but when you burn it, your chance is going to be 33% this, 33% this, 33%. You don't know what you're going to get. 1 of 3, but the equal class. But you will get early access pass to beta. So because you're taking the risk of not knowing which character you're getting, we reward to give you access to beta before everybody else. And most of these chests are already gone. There's some legendary left, and I think, and some mythical still. We have only mythical limited to 10, so there's I think 4 left. So this is like what I'm trying to explain. Like, you don't know what character you're gonna get. It's there in the description. You have percentage chest when you burn that chest. And also, please, guys, don't go and burn something on an FT. There is no burn link yet. I've had players that burned $400, couple of them. So we were very nice, and we replaced that for them because we felt like they just didn't know. Like they didn't know. I feel really bad if someone. It's a lot of money for a lot of people, so we replaced all that.
It's nice,
but I'm saying, guys, do not go and burn any chests. Just wait until there's official statement saying this is the link for burning, and we will talk about it. We will show it. It's going to be on NFT Blocks, and then we go with it. Okay, next question.
All right, since we're still on characters, I believe you said in the future there might be a little bit of customization, right? You want to keep the mythicals sort of special and have their little special whatever, and then maybe a little customization down the road?
Yes, so that's something we're going to start introducing in beta. I will beta, but we will try to do modular characters that will allow you to change things on them. But also we got to be very cautious to keep mythicals look always like mythicals. So don't let any other characters copycat mythical, because they can adjust the colors or they can put things. So this takes a lot of work. So guys, don't expect it right away. You may still play beta without customization. It may come a little bit later. I may just take 2 years on that. I'm just very honest. It takes work to make it nice versus make it whatever and just put it there. There's a lot of games that put whatever character. You change colors, you change hair, you change face, and horrible at the end of this. So I'm trying
to functionality or gameplay. Yeah.
I like particle effects. I like you when you come in now with a werewolf. People know you have a werewolf card on a mile before you come to them, right? Because you're shining with it. If you use your sword and you do the second wind stance, you see the particle effect. So you can see knights fighting on the mile. You know exactly what the knights are doing. I'm trying to add particular effect to the characters that you will always recognize the character, what they did when you're in distance from them. That in the future is going to help you establish if you want to help the group or you just want to do your own thing, depending what. So these are the little things.
we've used that particle effect to because everybody's doing horse races and different stuff, and Solid came up with like a Call of Duty infected. Everybody goes hide one person with the werewolf heart, and so if you go find them, they put the werewolf heart on them, so you know, oh, they're infected. So we sort of made a game out of it. So yeah. So
one
we've
of
used
the
it to our
events
advantage.
NTM is doing during the weekend.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'll stream it for you and then send it.
Next time we're gonna stream it. It's very, very fun, man. I love it.
I want to say it. Okay, next question. Ready for next question.
All right, businesses.
I have some
Let's get down to
questions.
oh, go ahead. YouTube.
Wait. I have some questions
Go
for YouTube. So I have the Steve Gurdy asking what chain is AVL going to be on, and on the same way, Madeline asking if AVL the token will be on will be a Polygon token, and how does Wax blockchain business owners gonna manage the AVL?
So, good question. We're not going to be on any other chain right now than Polygon at this stage. We may do a conversion for you guys. But I think I would say majority of Wax people have more than a one marketplace, right? And how the tokens are going to be delivered to them. We are working right now with Venly for you to have a one account when you're going to have two wallets connected. We're going to skip the MetaMask. You're going to have both of your wallets, and you're going to be able to transfer that. As you guys know, currently, Wax is working on the bridge with Polygon. They just finished at IMX, I think. They're working on the bridge with Polygon. You're going to be able to shift things in between. But to give you 100% answer right now at this point, we may change stuff. Right now, the token will be released in Polygon at some point. We don't know when. The token is ready. It's waiting there. And it's going to be in Polygon. It's not going to have nothing to do with US Wax. So how you guys going to use it, it's something that I'll probably come back to you, but I'm sure I'm going to let you use it and swap it for you. But I really recommend everybody should have an exchange account with major chains. Don't stay with Wax. That the one exchange that is there is not nothing major. You have to have one solid exchange account. And we make sure, like right now, you guys have an L Bank. L Bank is a very easy exchange. It's an app on your phone. There's tons of tokens, tons of, I don't know, I mentioned Gala, so tons of Gala tokens. Miranda's token is there, for example. Just examples, right, I'm giving you. It's an easy exchange. It doesn't require a lot of liquidity from the company to code there. It's on your phone. It doesn't ask you for 50,000 documents to be there, right? So that's one of the things that you can easily transfer your Wax tokens, transfer your AVL in the future. Just an example, right? So we're partnering up with Binance. Maybe we're going to go in the future. I don't want to speculate because that's just speculation. But you can see what we're doing. We're trying to align with the chains that have a really big exchanges. So in a couple of years, we possibly could be on the really big ones, right? We don't know if that's going to be the case. So we're going to see how the token thing, I would like to leave it for later. I know you guys token. Don't worry. You're in a good place. But this token is this game is mostly based on you building a strong NFT and selling this NFT to another player that wants to save time. That's why we added the pets. Pets will go with your NFT. They will be saved. So when you'll be selling, let's say who's coming with the your Elven Archer. If you're going to be selling your Elven Archer, two Panthers, they're fully trained. Somebody is going to see a value in what you did with this character, and they would like to show it off. While you are already back on leveling up your I don't know why people don't play Raider. I think it's one of the strongest characters in the game. I don't forget Raider. I gotta start training people how to play the small Viking because he's very, very, very powerful.
I'll play him.
So the goals are like the token is there because we need it for economy, right? We're not going to be doing any drops of the token. We're not going to do any staking of the token. We're going to use tons of burning. I don't want staking because people break into staking pools. You've seen it in the best projects. Even Illuvium can be broken. I don't want that. Why do you tell people where your money is exactly, and then they just come there and take it, right? People have power to do that. So we're not going to do that. We're going to do no drops, so no like random post say, hey, we're dropping 10,000 tokens to each person. No, I don't even allow the players now to keep their tokens. I only allow businesses, right? Because businesses already bring it up. Players can kind of see it, how I spend my token, how I save it. There is going to be a tokenomics, because people are going to come to this. Oh, when tokenomics? Trust me, it's all coming. But I'm noticing that a lot of projects is copying our light paper. They copying things what we do. They flip it a little bit, and they already have it in their project. They're flipping the ideas that we have, and they have it in another project, in crypto project. So we try to give like very little information, and right before we are there, we give the information, and a week later you see we're done. So people have very little time to now just come and adjust it. I can tell you that we released 5 billion tokens. That's official, right? That's nothing new about that. It's less than the majority of the projects and more than the small projects. We think it's the right number. Will we introduce a second one into? Probably we will. So there may be more than the more we may create. We already did, but we may introduce a Dano game token and then game specific tokens, and then they will align each other. And you can buy NFTs and stuff for our token and move forward. We're thinking that way, guys. But to be honest, my vision with these games are more of bringing people into bringing Web2 people into the Web3, and then the volume of these players are going to fuel your early investments. Sorry, I can call them investments. Sorry, your early support, right?
No,
Right. So think about volume. People are going to come, and we need to make a game that's not about talking too much. It's more about, in general, creation of strong NFT and creating a value of that for somebody else in the world that's slide a card and buy the thing from you. It's that what it is. Okay, ready for next question. I'm just going to type to the other
all
chat.
right. One more.
Go ahead.
One more question from YouTube, and we will come back to our question. These are the same kind of question from Steve Gurdy. What about the battle pass? Is it still going to be used? And from Persephone, what kind of price ranges have been discussed for the subscriptions? You are in mute, Marius.
Can you? Okay, I'm here.
There you go.
I'm here. Can you repeat that one?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So Steve Gurdy asking, what about the battle pass? Is it still going to be used? And the other question is from Persephone asking, what kind of price ranges have been discussed for the subscriptions? I don't think nothing has been.
We haven't discussed any price ranges
Not yet,
with anybody. We didn't do the pool or anything. I can tell you it can be very cheap, because like either we shut it down and we just leave it and anything, or we dedicate like 2 people full time still working on the alpha and supporting the people players while we're working on the beta. It can be very cheap subscription. Don't compare it to any other games. It's more you supporting the guys working behind and bringing the fund for you. It's not a big corporation where we can allow $9.99 subscription. It makes no sense. So it's not going to be very expensive. It's going to be kind of in the middle, enough for the fun you're getting. And the battle pass. So Battlegrounds, it's a giant castle when 2 factions take over or defend, right? It's a larger project. It will take some time. So by buying these $100 passes to that one, you're supporting production, right? So each of you gets credit in the production of that particular map, right? You are the early builder. So they're building blocks. It requires a certain amount of money, and we will 100% deliver it. Don't worry about that. We delivered everything that we promised. And it will take some time. It will probably be still delivered in the alpha stage, but towards like the far end, because we have another, I didn't get to it yet, but I'm going to tell you in a second, guys. So we hope we're going to do it. The map is already there. People already went to that map, kind of scouted around, checking how it is. Now we're working on that map. We're building up the gates. We're building up the front of the castle. We're preparing 2 factions. So you guys going to be inside of the castle or outside the castle. And the team goes in and then beats up everybody. They're going back. You've seen it in a bunch of games. You're going through from the city. You're going from the city to the courtyard, from the courtyard to the main castle, from the main castle to the top throne room. And if they beat you up there, you're losing the castle, right? That's how it works. So simple, right? not very difficult. Plus, a bunch of different drops in that one, because there's going to be some mobs, not only players there, that will be supporting the teams. And you can decide while you're logging in to watch defenders or attackers, right? Whichever you want. There's a lot of things to that, guys. We have to build a ways of you going through the walls. We're working on a gate that needs to explode and let you in. There's a lot of stuff that we're working on. It's not an easy project, but we took it on because I think it's wicked fun for people to just bring their dragons and burning the gate and going through it, smashing stuff. And there's Zerb there by himself because everybody ran away, left him behind. And so I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a giant map. I think Galax was in that map. I'm not sure. It's going to take a lot of work. We were at the beginning thinking we're going to keep this castle as our main castle, but I have a better vision for the castle that's going to be located on the water. And I decided that this one is fun enough to make a giant battle in it. We just need more players. We right now don't have enough players to go there. The groups will be too little. We'll probably 30 on 30. I would like to do something like 100 on 100 because it's a large map that you can fill it up. It will work. It will work. It's not going to be crazy like World of Warcraft, but we will see. We're going to start with probably 50 on 50 in the map. We're going to set up a time. We're going to set up a test. Yeah, I want to give you more info about the vision. We're going to make an article about it, describe the whole thing. Once we probably have 20, 30 passes sold, and then we more. So basically, where you bind this pass, A, you have to be patient. 2, you have to remember you're supporting it. So it doesn't give you the exact access at the same day that you can go there and fight, right? We do open the map from time to time for everybody to go and just explore around it. They understand they're building it. We're not just telling you we're never going to release. So I hope that was a good answer about that one.
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Thank you.
Anytime, guys. Anytime.
All right. On this one, it's not more of a question. It's more of, I guess, want to present something. Because we've talked to quite a few people over the server and whatnot. And the rating system, the loot system. You know, number 1 gets the NFT, then works all the way down to number 6 gets AVL or whatever. I guess we sort of like, and this is probably more me than anybody, to present a sort of another system to where it's random, just because I don't know if this has been brought up before or not. I've discussed it with Adamas and Chiefy. I've discussed it, like I said, with quite a few people, and I don't want to put words in their mouth. I'll let them say whether they believe or not. But from the feedback I'm getting, it might add some toxicity to groups and different stuff if the same person keeps getting it, or like WoW sometimes having flavor of the month. One class is one over the other because it was balanced and what you know how it works. You played the games, and just trying to make it. I know we're trying to do a little bit of skill based. Hey, the better players or whatever maybe, but random seems like it's sort of the view. Like I said, maybe you want to do your own poll. I don't want to put people's opinion in their own mouth, but
so yeah, I don't. So it's not final. What we did right now, it's very, very simple. It just shows the score of the top player based on your activity of basically healing, support, and attack, right? So it takes a couple different things into, I cannot tell you exactly what, but it takes more than your damage, right? So it doesn't matter that you can be 160 level and that doesn't. So just the rates in the future are going to just cut the levels down. So either we're going to do 2 versions. Either the rate will only let players level 100 to 150, and it's going to be tougher. It's going to adjust. Or we're going to create rates when they're just going to cut your levels to 0. So whatever the level is going to be capped at a certain number, 50, but your skills are going to be able to keep, right? So we're working on it. It's not a final thing. I agree that we cannot make everybody happy. We will be introducing another version of it in beta, and then you guys play it and you see what you like. I don't mind doing random rewards. We have the distribution software for that to do it completely random. You all put the work.
Well, we also
but I don't like people on the background standing while the five is fighting, and the guy on the background, because there's tons of people like this. There's tons of people.
We got to fix for that. You do the top 5 players. Because most people are only going to go in 5s because they're going to have their Templars and Grand Inquisitors, right? They're going to go in there with their 5 to get their extra reward. So you just make it the top 5 so that person in the background, they can't get it. Yeah.
There is another system for quickly jumping and all. You just hold the, you know, like on WoW where they hold the loot and you got need and greed, or like you get to pick the person.
Oh yeah, before you go in or whatever. Yeah.
You could do it that way. So like you said, if the person in the background's you know, who's AFK and that they don't deserve it, at least then you've got your list of players who's there, who then you've got, like I said, you can pick the top 10, 20, how many the raid is, and you can go, roll this list of people has that opportunity to get this NFT, roll for it. If you get it, you get it. If you've got it, you don't get it unless there's an agreement with everyone. That's another system.
So this can be a whole night discussion, right?
We just wanted to throw it out there.
With a bunch of Red Bulls and thinking about it, but so I can tell you that we will take into consideration what the players are saying, and we will talk to different producers of different games, even now in San Francisco, what they do and how that worked out for them. I will get some numbers from them, who likes what, and why don't we when people were not active in a team. Like they just came there and they stayed behind the thing and sniped something every 5 minutes, and they drink their soda pop, let's call it that way. And so I don't like 3 guys working very hard the whole raid and 2 just piggybacks on their back, because you will see that and you're going to be really mad. So, and then you were working the whole raid and the guy got dropped off $200 worth of NFT.
Right.
So that's why I decided to do it point based. Like you go there, you give it your all, and if you're complaining that you're weaker level, why are you weaker level, right? It's not our problem. It's your problem that you're weaker level. So you're going to get a smaller groups with low levels and different groups with high levels. You will be matched perfectly. And now my team says it would be better if we wipe out the levels when you come in. So you're not stronger than anybody else. You come with similar amount per your class, but you get to keep. Level cap. But you get to keep your skills. So you will have a better skills because you put your work over time to level up this character and have better skills. But your health is equal. So the damage you're going to be taking is going to be the same, right? Versus like right now we have it. Right now we have a player that comes with 4,000 health, and we have a player coming with 1,500, and they won't get the top reward. That I understand. So we're going to work on it. Give us time. Let us show you better version in beta, and then let's come back to it. Let's talk about it. Look, this game is going to take a long time. We're going to go through different systems. It's like I'm saying, designing and building your car, for example, right? We're changing different parts and we see how they work. Yep. They all work. But if the community is majorly unhappy with them, we will change them. Okay, next one.
Since we're talking about raids in the white paper, there's like a daily, weekly, and monthly. You want to expand on that or no?
The rates, yes. They're going to be different types of the rates, different types of rewards for them. The dailies you play right now, they haven't been a weekly raid yet, and there haven't been a monthly. We're not ready with them, right? So that's one of the things that. What's the difference going to be? We're probably going to try to do 2 ways. The top winners from the dailies will be able to participate in a weekly, right? And the top winners from the weeklies will be participate in a monthly. That was one idea of the team. The second idea is to put everybody in them and let people try. But we'll see, because the toughness of the rate of the monthly one is going to be way tougher than what you will get on the one. And then everyone will get a reward, every single person. And the top person, is going to get a better reward. So higher rewards, but it will require more of a higher class of the character. I think it's better to motivate people to work from a dailies, get better, go to weeklies, and just for example, both of you guys are players for a very long time. You would like to have somebody in a group on a weekly to make sure you kill the boss. So not just because it's not going to be 15 minutes raid. It's going to be an hour for sure. So you dedicate an hour of your evening. You're busy, you have life, you have other projects. So you want to have these guys Zeverford is going to have Galaxy's back and Galaxy is going to have Zeverford back, because you trust each other from the previous raids. So I would try to don't put people random, right? And don't have experience in the dailies and then come to weekly. And then these weeklies are going to bundle up into monthly raid. And then we will put the reward. We will see how the budget is going to look. Maybe players are going to come. I have tons of players that reached out to me and say, hey, I want to donate to the chest for the guild so the players have a good event. on Saturday night, and let's all get together, and I pay this amount to the chest, and we just distribute. We don't care. It's basically your stuff, right? So I think this is going to be quite successful in the future when a group of people are going to get together on a lazy Sunday evening, and they're going to play the raid, and the stake is high because we donated or Wax donated to that chest. You see that in a light paper. I created the mechanism, and it's known from different games. I didn't create nothing new. That you can have stakeable chests, so anybody can donate to that chest, and then that's spread between the players in. So if we get sponsoring in the future, maybe who knows? Maybe we get to esports at some time. I'm not pushing for that, but who knows? Then we have a monthly competition, one raid towards the end of the month for every server. We're going to do it, and then a group of you comes. You have all the experience over the last, let's call it 30 days. You bring it into the monthly. That takes an hour, let's say. And then you get a reward, but it's us. It's maybe someone from your guild. It's maybe someone from the chain, but they're going to be substantial. It's not going to be something that, it's worthless. It's still going to be wicked fun. I hope so, because I have some new trolls throwing rocks on you, and I have two-headed ogre. I have a lot of stuff coming in.
Oh.
So you got to kill both of his heads and fighting from his other head all the time. It's smacking. Pretty cool. It's coming. It's very fun. So different rates, different difficulties. Just don't expect them to be amazing like in other games, right? The creation of raids takes very long time. So we just hired a new AI specialist, and we found another one from a very popular scary game. It's all about the AI, how smart the mobs are. Our current mobs, some of them are total dumbasses. They're getting stuck in the wall, but just some of them. Most of them is very smart. So yes, short answer. 3 types of raids. Right now, the idea is to allow the top players from the dailies to go to the weekly, and top players from weekly go to the monthly. For now, we're going to see if we're not going to change that. Next.
I like it.
All right. Last question for Mr. Punjabi. Did you, Marius, already played Elden Ring?
I play Elden Ring some. I don't really play everything at all time. Recently, I'm playing the new God of Ragnarok, or whatever that is. That one, I kind of like that because I'm looking for ideas there. I played pretty much every MMORPG, but I didn't have a time to get really deep into them. I don't have life for that, so I just go and check what they do. So I promise you, I spend more time on this one. I was used to like decently fan of like World of Warcraft in general. Right, and especially they're right here next door. They're only 5 minutes from our office, so I stick to these very old school games. But I do play the new ones as they come. But recently, I'm looking for how do we're in new era. So one of the things that I want to do, and this is not really answer to that question. So I played a little bit, and I have it on the shelf. I promise you, I'll play a little bit more. But if you have ideas that you see there, bring it up, write it to us, whatever you think. Pluses, minuses. I'm always interested in players giving us why the game was great, why that game was crappy, what was very annoying, what I loved, right? So always write it to us and send it. I mean, we're building it for all of us, right? But what I really like, guys, is all these new consoles that they come and they put billions of dollars in development. They come up with new controllers. That every time you get a new controller, like the new PS5, now you can blow to it. Now you can spin it. Now you can do different things. I will try to implement as much as I can of the new controller movements into Avalon. So we're coming up with the climbing, we're coming up with jumping, and it will give you, you don't need to do it. It's not needed. But for exploration, the explorers will be on controllers. I can tell you that much. So we're coming with this climbing model. We're coming with the jumping model. We're coming with all that stuff that you're going to be using controller. In a couple of years, you all guys going to have the new Xbox controller, which is going to be similar to the PS5. And the rest of you is going to have PS5 controllers, right? So this will change. The technology will adapt, and we will go. But I've noticed, and I was watching my friends playing different games. We just did a little party here the other day. I played a bunch of games. I'm just watching people. They have wicked fun when they can do something while they're playing. Anything that is. Blowing, moving, doing anything. They like to blow up. They go to keyboard. They do stuff. And I was just watching. So we will introduce a little bit more controllers into the game, and how that will help you. Well, the game is going to be more popular, I think. There's going to be guys that are going to play on a mouse and keyboard, old school, and it will work just fine. And there's going to be guys that are going to just come there to jump puzzles like we have them now. Mr. Adamas, I'm going to bring him up, will go anywhere and everywhere to find the chest with the spinning red ring, right?
Yeah,
So
very good player, by the way. Very good player.
very good player, yeah, top player, one of the top players, yes. So I like these people because they go and explore the whole world versus just coming and doing the 2 raids and okay, I'm done for today. So there's different players. There, you guys know. Sometimes you have time and you're exploring. So the new walking puzzles and the new climbing system that we're preparing, that will help you to just okay, I'm done with the raid. Let me grab. I'm going to go in the back of my room. Let me do a different style of Avalon. So now I'm looking for the chests, and it's it's not overcomplicated. But you know, Zeb, what I'm just when you're tired of this collecting and everything, you need you need your brain to a little bit just calm down. You just will go and jump around and find a chest, click it. Maybe there's going to be an NFT, maybe there's just stuff. So a little bit easier, right? So we're bringing it, and that was one of the recommendations of distributors because it's a good selling point for consoles, right? So we try to have something more in the game. Okay, that's it. Next question.
Talking about that, Marius, I really like a lot Avalon because of these different option in one game, you know. I was playing with my guild NTM for a long time, big time, but I hate that game. It's very repetitive. Run to a dungeon, kill, and get out, you know. But in Avalon, it's very different. You have, if you want to grind raids, you can go grind raids. If you want to go kill animals, go to get some pelts, you can do that. You can go explore. You can go do quests. So there is so much things to do that you don't get bored. So I love that.
That was what I was worried about, to be honest with you. Like that was my biggest worry. People are gonna get bored right away.
No.
And players that come and don't understand the word, they get bored because all they do is ask you where the merchant, where the let's do raid 1 and I'm out of here. So there are players like that. But the moment the player decides to hang out with Zeb or Galox and go and explore and take a month-long trip on a boat from Cornwall, so then they know there is a lot of things into this game that they had no idea existed. They didn't know there's a werewolf hiding. They didn't know there's titans. They don't know there's an island. They don't know there's an island that they can take boats to and kill Kraken and have a little mount there. There's a lot of things hidden, and there's a bunch of them that you guys haven't found yet. So there is stuff, and people always think just because we have camera, why do we leave the camera? And that's when I like to answer to that people. So we leave you a dev access that it's boring, but I would like somebody to make a short video and explain. We leave that so you can flip the camera while other people are playing and do great screenshots of the groups. And you can see Manchester, for example, he does a lot of great screenshots there by using that system and spinning the camera. And what that does, it will support and make the game more viral, right? In majority of the games, they don't let you do that. They don't let you show the group, go outside of what's happening. So I left it for now. In beta, it's not going to be like this anymore. But the whole alpha, I just left it. So tap key to move the camera out of character, and you can get a really good screenshots. Additional thing, what I left in the game, and I could just turn it on, guys, so the sun keeps down, up and down, right? No, why don't I give you power over the sun? Because that will allow you to do screenshots, and that's what people took advantage. Yeah, it's a good option. People took advantage. They go in the ocean, they put the sun down, they get the sparkle going on them, and that's what we need. It's a community support. That's how we have these rewards now, 500 AVL for a great screenshot and stuff like that, right? So we try to support you guys and just show the graphics is good. There's some cool places. We built Inquisitor Island, was accessible with dragons. Now it's not again, but the dragons will come back. The island is going to have more content to it. And I placed a bunch of new chests, and people were complaining, why did we needed to only submit 4 chests before, and now we need to submit 6 or 8? Well, hello, it's in the article. It says that the rewards will be that often for gold ones, that often for silver ones, and that often for emerald ones. So you can find them. I just added chests. And now it's so easy for you guys because every other player knows where most of these chests are, right? But not the new one. The new ones are tougher. The new ones are tougher to find. And I'm going to add it. And I also promised you guys a couple of weeks ago, I say, hey, the chest is openable. You're going to get keys. There you go. The keys are there. The chests are openable. Now, is there a chance for good thing in them? Yes, there is. but it's very, very rare, and that makes people walking around. So, so thank you guys for saying that it's not boring, because that was my
No, it's
major
not.
was my major problem. Okay, is there any more questions from the team or group?
Yeah, I have
Anything
one
on
more,
YouTube?
and I will give you back to Zerbird. Madeline is asking, could you create NFTs out of resources like the bots? He heard about that on another AMA. So using your resources to make a bolt. I don't know what.
Oh, so no, so not in if.
Like the wood.
So I say me. So I think I mentioned something that I have somewhere in my head. Still, it's not on the paper yet, but I know what that is. So let me tell you this. So at some point, you're going to be able to build boats in a harbors from guild resources, but the amount is going to be immense of resources. So we'll require a group to build a boat, big boat like you see in a harbor. Probably we're going to let you turn that boat into the guild owner player own NFT, right? But it's going to be a process. So you're going to have example for everybody: 10,000 pieces of wood, 50,000 pieces of metal, 30,000 pieces of another thing, and then fee to pay the harbor master to build it for you, and it's going to take time. And the more players going to come and fee pay back more in AVL tokens. What that does, it allows us to burn AVL inside of the game, which raise the value of it, and creates an NFT of a ship, for example, that guild then can use for trips to another island. So that's there. It's in a little note. It's not in a game yet, but that's something that definitely I want to bring in, because get something for guild to do, burns the token and creates item that is valuable for the whole group, right? Versus going and spending in another game whatever the prices of boats are, $40,000 a boat or something. So you don't need to do that, right? So
That's cheap. It's more 500,000.
well, so yeah, I mean, there is a point in I'm just saying, yes, we will be selling boats. Yes, there's going to be NFT boats. That's coming, but that's for players that want to have this right now. But will it give it option for a group of people that don't spend money but work together and build it? Why not, right? So, and then you want to sell it, fine, or you want to use it as a guild because it's so. The only thing I want to say, and you guys don't know about it because it's not yet in the light paper, the islands are going to be resource dependable, and you can already see it how I did it between the forge and the stables. They're resource dependable, and the same is going to be with the islands. The island economy, one is going to have ship, and you can create wool, and the other island is going to have gold or silver, so you can kill werewolves, for example. But they're going to need your clothing. So there goes the trade. I mean, you know that from other games. You're going to have the trade in between of the islands, and the new villages are going to come on the other island. They're not going to have a way to come to your island. They're not going to have any dragons or anything to fly. They need to have ships to come to you. But they will gladly buy your wool and your metal, right? And you will gladly buy silver and some other magical runes that they're going to have on other island. That's how we're going to create it. Every island is going to have a little bit different animals, a little bit different resources, and that's why the merchants, I think, are going to work great, and people will really like boats. Boats are going to be very tricky in multiplayer, so that's don't expect that to have very shortly that you have a giant ship working around. But you've seen the little ones. The little ones are kind of working. We're making a big one now. It will do 8. It will host 8 people. Will have light on the back, and the guy is a bodybuilder that's moving it, so it's faster.
A little faster.
So it's a little faster. Yeah. So it's very narrow in these corridors we created. I will be in real life, right? So it's hard for us to put 2 or 3 to pass each other. The AI is sometimes can. You guys seen it. You died many times in the rocks, and I would like to avoid situation when we have a group of players of 5 going and 5 coming, and then the AI crashes and everybody dies, right? No swimming yet. Probably early swimming version in beta. So I can tell you that much. That some characters will be, it's skill dependable. So you will earn the skill of swimming, and then your character can, but your body cannot because he doesn't have the skill. So not every character will be able to swim. Just that update. Okay, Zeverford, next question.
All right. I guess we could wrap it up here because I know we're taking a lot of your time.
That's okay.
I got some real life friends here that's excited about the game, but they hate blockchain. So they keep pushing me. When's the Web 2 stuff? I was like, look, I know it's coming. I was like, Nintendo, because I know you got a conference that just happened or something. So why don't we expand a little bit on the Web 2?
So that's a big subject. So we bring in Venly. So Venly is a very well-known connecting different games to social accounts without having actual blockchain wallets. So that's going to happen very soon. Probably in the May release, we're going to have the new Connect version to the game. So the blockchain people, non-blockchain people shouldn't be all that worried, because even now Wax is very easy with the new wallet that they have. Wax has a new social wallet. What we're going to prepare is the better fact that we have already, which will show the video how to create an account on Wax and how to use it. That's one thing. I know everybody will just like a card and a code and log into the game. Not at this point. It's going to be more of a Venly version, which is very easy. Just your Facebook account or whatever you have, and they will create the wallet. They're pretty smooth company that have tons of big projects onboarding, and they host your wallet. They host all of your NFTs. Everything is there from different chains. Venly is a pretty sweet company. So yes, the problem has been with the MetaMask. That's why your friends and everybody else will just they don't want to deal with Meta. It's too complicated. It's only for people that really know what's happening. But not everybody is like this. In general, to host Polygon NFTs and all that stuff, we bring in Venly. That's going to take care of Polygon. And the recent update to Wax Wallet and creation of Wax account really helped our game, because now it's social media account. You can see the new Wax Wallet is completely different than what it was. And I don't think we ever will have without account creation, Zeb. It's always going to be account, and always going to be the NFT in a game at this point. When we go farther with it, it's just going to be standard, like you download any game from Epic, and just Nintendo not going to have any NFTs in it either. I do think the players that we hope come in masses are going to come from Epic and Steam. They just released new regulations. We read into the regulations. A bunch of games like Star Atlas applied there. There's like 20,000 people that subscribed right away to Star Atlas. We are applying to Epic. We want to see how many people will come and register to try us, right? And we will give them the option of buying NFTs, not from within a game, but outside, and bring them in. I think a larger amount of people will help a lot the early group. There's never going to be Inquisitors anymore. There's not going to be Templar Grandmasters released to regular people. Only the Druids are going to be the third and the Merlin that can fly the dragons. Any other 50 characters that we're going to introduce for masses are not going to be the top ones that came on the blockchain. The way I was thinking about this game years ago is I will get the really hardcore good characters at the beginning to people that support the very early stage of a game. Then I will upgrade. Because people are like, Marius, the Templar Grandmaster is boring. We don't add more skills yet. So hold on. This is just not your character. Let's show you this in beta and then show you this year after. And by the time we release it in 5 years, the guy is going to be doing things like you see in any other game, right? So just be patient with it. But what I'm trying to say is the blockchain world and the blockchain support people that support us in the beginning are getting the characters that the other ones, they can just dream about them in the future. There will have a bunch of other stuff, but they're not going to be up there in the sky in the dragon. You can forget that. But we will just bind the dragons to dragon raiders, and that's it. If you think they're hot. If you've seen what we did with flying mounts, we took Pegasus and we limited him to jump, fly, versus being up in the sky. Also, Eagle is going to be way lower than the dragons. Dragons, the guy said, they're slow. Well, they're level 1 dragons. They're not level 160 dragon. So hold on. I'm going to let you speed them up. I'm going to let you spin him around. I'm going to let you grab something from the ground and fly away with it and throw it out in the sky. You get all these skills. It's going to be the pet that you got to train. That will take a year or so to level up the dragons, right? But we will give you that option. So be patient with all these things. We are releasing the water dragon in beta. So the swimming dragon is coming. The dragons that you see are just temporary borrowed dragons. We're going to redesign them. We just wanted to show people you can have it. You can fly. You can fight with the ice. I've seen players killing each other every 5 minutes in the sky, and somebody was flying down, crashing 10,000 feet with the dragon when the guys have dragons a couple of weeks ago. So, sorry, I got too far with all that stuff. So how we onboarding people? The answer is like this: how we onboarding people easy will be for now Venly, and we are redirecting more people from Polygon to Wax right now when they come to the game. And I speak to a lot of them in tickets. We connect them to Wax because it's easier. It's not such a pain in the ass for the Web 2 gamers like it was back in the day. I think it's much easier than what it was. We will improve it with Venly. No MetaMask at all in the future. So you can forget about that. You can have MetaMask for yourself. Yeah, I cannot deal with it personally either. It's a very good tool, but for us, people experience with it, and even it drives many of us crazy. People that have Coinbase wallet, the mobile one, we have a special link right now that links you with the game too. So that's very, very helpful. You can see all your NFTs in Coinbase. That's a pretty sweet thing. We just got that done. We submitted collections to, well, we are now in Magic Eden. That's a pretty big marketplace. We are submitted to Coinbase and we submitted to Crypto.com. So
Wow.
whichever the marketplace that's decent, we're there. But the buyers, are they really there? Hard to say. They're more of art buyers in these marketplaces. They're not really gaming buyers, right? But we have to be everywhere. The point is, like, I'm asking new players, and I'm rambling again, but I'm asking new players, where did you came from? How did you know about it? Because I know how Galax, I know how Zerberfit came. These people I know, but I have tons of new ones, and the team here needs to know where the players are coming. So a lot of players came recently because they seen the YouTube video that we promoted. It's at 15,000 views or something right now. Warrior Lion, by the way, kudos, great job on the videos. Thank you for your help.
Yep. Awesome.
You're making this game. He makes the game look professional, better looking. People watching, his English is way better than mine. It's perfect. And people come from Twitch streams, YouTube videos, friends recommendations. But I would say recently, majority came from Wax putting us in their top game videos. Nice. A lot of people came from that, and that I want to tell you guys a little bit more. It's official already, but there's no date. But we're partnering up with Atomic Hub, and we're going to be everywhere there in the banner, top sites, and everywhere. They're going to promote us. The point is to put a spot. The point is to not really yet make a big sales, but to present us to the wider community. Hey, we're there. We exist. We have a good community. We have players. We're working. We're distributing. People have fun. We're a solid project. So I went through the last 3 months with them, and then we're getting there. So we're planning. I'm not saying this is going to work out 100%. Maybe delete for a month or something. We're planning on a sale in May of instant access passes for a month. So you buy them in May and you access May. In April, most likely we're going to shut down the whole project. And in May, they're going to start promoting, and then we're going to reopen the project for the brand new Wax users that are going to see the banners and the gameplay and stuff. We need a break in April, definitely, to clean up the systems, get people a little breather. People need to go for a couple of days vacation. If you get burned out, you don't like your job, right?
In April, my friend.
As you got to put the bullwhip up.
Yeah, it's like walking your dog. You can't have it all the time. Crazy.
I know.
Galax.
I have a question here from YouTube from Aaron. In the future, will there be items that modify the attributes of dragons or some other mounts? For example, add extra seconds of burn or add some percentage to freeze the target. That's nice.
So probably not items, but the skill training. So we're working on we have a tree design skills for your pets, right? Okay. So let's call it Dragon a pet, right? So there's a skill tree that you will train him with, and then he will get a longer fireball, more damage, faster flight, and all that. But not really items. I wasn't per item. I was thinking per you spending up with your pet time with your pet and just leveling him up. That was more of an XP base, not an item. I do have items for players, right? We released a bunch of them. We didn't even promise nobody a bunch of NFTs, and we released the boots. We released the helmet. We release Werewolf Heart. We're just trying to show you the opportunities that are going to come in the future. Right now, I didn't plan any items specific to make your pet stronger, but who knows what we're going to have in a couple of years. Like, it's just hard to say. We're going to focus a little bit more now on quests. There's only 9 quests in the game. Most of the players finished them, but still I'm meeting player level 100 and he never finished. He doesn't have a stone sword and stone shield. Like, that's like this quest that requires a smart person to find it, but you can get it. I'm meeting person. Yesterday I met someone level 80. I know him for a long time. And I'm like, did you have spider venom? What's spider venom?
What?
So people don't find quests, which is kind of cool. I like to don't.
There is a lot of people that jump that quest. They just run to the white wolf.
Well, until I will disable the quest, and I will say now you can create a very powerful bow that requires that venom. So that's what we were thinking to do. Actually, we're going to disable the monk, and we're going to now put a new bow, a poison bow, inside of the forge, right? There is a reason for this, that you do that quest and you're getting the venom, right? So there's a reason for everything in this game. Nothing is pointless. I think Witch is one of my favorite mobs in the game. She's been simple, but she's scary. And when there's 2 of them, they're very scary. But that's why we gave you the broom. And I'm noticing there's so many players with the broom.
Love the broom.
And people love it. And I was just thinking the other day, designing the character and all that stuff, what she's gonna do. And you've seen the new location I created. 3 brother knights came to kill the witch. She died falling off the cliff, but she cursed them while she flew down. They became a tree and their souls out there. So there's the quest, and then for you, the quest is going to be to revive the knights. So that's going to be the whole witch. We're just starting the whole. I'm just giving you hints. I introduced the witch, I introduced her weapon, and now I introduced the location and her story. And now you're going to get to work with the witch. So my wife was like, why don't they fly? And I'm like, yeah, they can fly. I'm going to make the broom an upgradable item. That at some point we'll let you fly on it. Why not?
We talked about that. Yeah, we talked about that.
That's exactly what's going to happen. So there has to be iconic items in the game that you always remember friends in 10 years from now. So you have these items from other games that you really like and you had a lot of fun. We think broom is one of them because every player I meet in the game is super happy that they have a broom. And that's just simple thing, like one of them. So just a story, because there's going to be so many quests, so many items. Every year there's more and more and more and more. So don't worry about the content. Worry more about the quality, the distribution, the rates making sense for people, the economy working out, right? The content, we constantly adding it. And that's all of you. Like, that's Gallup's, your opinion is valid. Zerb, your opinion. Sometimes try to gather 10 opinions and bring them in one as a one person. We look through them and okay, this was really bad. We should remove it and see how, if we do it like this. I really listen to what you guys saying. I cannot build game by players, but I can take your opinions and I can just implement them and throw your version on you. And then makes 100 people like, right, this is what they wanted. We try to avoid more crappy things in the game than just do whatever people tell us. I don't really do it like that. But I will try to remove it. One of the things that I want to say and tell people, this is important for the vision and for the future. We try to stay away from pay to win as much as we can. We can't completely stay away from it. It's very hard. But we already told everybody, we're not going to be selling the as NFT. We're not going to be selling the Werewolf Heart as NFT. We're not going to be competing with players. So what you found and you became NFT, it's your to sell. It's your price. If you feel like Werewolf Heart was worth $50 or $500, it's up to you. There's not going to be Dano Games Werewolf Heart listed there for the price. I don't like it in other games when, just me personally, I go and spend time and I found something really cool. I had a great time. And then I go on the market and they charge $5.99 for that. It drives me crazy. Why would I even play the damn game if I can buy the same armor for $100 and stand next to the guy that spent freaking month to getting the armor with his friends? I don't like it. Yeah. So I will give you different items to buy, but they're going to be different than what you find. Usually weaker, not that good, like what you find grinding. And that's my vision of the game, and I hope we can just stick to it. And I hope some accountant is not going to come and tell me, no, you're going to bankrupt if you do it. So I will try to do it like as much as I can. So you guys create your NFTs, you create the value of what it does in the game. We even deliver boots to people by hand in the game. Nobody does that. Like I was there delivering a bunch of boots to 40 players because we don't have a proper distribution in game. I wish I had the code, but we don't have it yet. In the future, you will get it, you will come, you click it, activate it, it's in your character. Obviously, nobody's going to come. But it was fun to see everybody dancing, getting the running around. It was such a blast for me. And so many players came and took a picture of his friend getting the boots first time after he did 6 hours. Things like this are important. And I think in the future, we're going to have a larger team in the future. And the guys are going to come, like Acrobat is going to come, or Lancelot is going to come, and they're going to deliver certain like badass things to you and then send it to the wallet. So it's an event. It's not a thing you click and you go to another thing. It's an event. And I think boots became an event in the game. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the whole goal. We hope you guys enjoy it. Any closing questions, strong ones?
You got anything, Galax?
No, go ahead. No, I don't have anything. No question more on YouTube.
That's pretty much it. Because I have my outline, and as you're going along, you're hitting different parts. That's why I'm looking up. Okay, he's already talked about that. That's why I let you. You say you're rambling, but it's information for us.
I have one here or two. So it says after alpha and before beta starts, will there be a level reset while we have subscription? And will there be any new NFT drop during that time? That's a question from Manchester.
So we were already nice enough that we didn't reset levels in alpha, but since the beginning, we say nothing passes to beta. It's all over the articles since the beginning. What passes is your resources. If you own homes and certain NFTs that you own. So there's going to be a full level reset in beta. All the characters are going to look a little bit different, move a little bit different, have a little bit different skills. It's going to be new for you. You will be able to keep the resources. What was the other thing? Any NFTs release in between? Yes, for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of NFTs coming. The night of the King Arthur is going to be released probably tomorrow. So the first version is coming of him. It's going to be the legit, not the epic yet. So we will be releasing because we need to release majority of the characters by beta. So by December, our focus is going to be a lot on the characters and transferring to U5. Subscription, like I say, I'm just mentioning it so you guys know when you spread the word, and then you can DM or open a ticket. Don't DM me, DM Lancelot. And I'm just, oh my god, and just open the ticket. And you interested in subscription ticket, and it's more of a supporting us. So don't compare whatever the price is going to be. It's not going to be something horrible. It's going to be normal, like a gym subscription or something. If you want to stay in support, and then what we will do in that period of subscription, let's call it between May and December, we will throw things into the alpha, like a pre-test of what we're building in beta. So if we have an idea of a mob and do a special thing, we want the group in alpha tested before we actually grab it and solidly put it in Unreal 5. So you will not have the same game all the time. You will have updates, but the updates depend on the amount of people that are going to subscribe, right? And we really don't care if we keep it or we shut it down because we're still going to progress with the work, right? Yeah. What you will do for us, it's help to keep community involved, and you will help us have testers that are real, right? Don't get paid for it and tell us what we want to hear. Just you guys tell us, well, this guy was not good because he was doing this and that, or we can farm him because of this, like finding new things from players every day. Where this rock was not too much up, and now I can. Some people come on a horse, they jump up to the right and go to some caves and explore. I'm getting that video. I'm getting these videos, and I'm like, okay, but how many players is going to do that? 0.1%, right? So it's I can't move every single rock everywhere to prevent you from sneaking in. I want you to sneak in. I want you to have a good time. I want you to be excited that you find something, right? But just don't tell everybody. Just it's for you. And then maybe send a screenshot and say, hey, I got to this cave, guys. And everybody's gonna how? Well, it's my secret. And that's how it's supposed to be. I'm a gamer. In Destiny, I used to go in the raids while guys were fighting. I was exploring every little nook because I know the coders, and promise you, they put little drops and you fly down and you almost die and you're somewhere there, nobody's there, they're like a mile away from you, and there was a chest right there. So the coders did it. You just need to like look around, and I was that person, so I know how that feels. It's fun as shit, better than a raid, honestly. So and then I come back to raids. So I don't mind if you do that, but don't like every 5 minutes. Oh, there's a rock and I can move. That's fine. It's there for you to move. It's if something is there, people are not going to exploit it really. We will open the cave. So the cave, I think, on the week of April, the first since the beginning to the end of the April. So we're training the vampire. We lost half of the team.
All right. Questions on YouTube. I have. So Persephone is requesting an unicorn pet. And Chiefy is asking, can we still farm and keep resources like honey and berries during alpha subscription? That will be nice.
I think that's going to be the goal. We're going to do that with types of on the unicorns. Well, you know me, guys. I already created magical mushrooms there, so it starts somewhere. You start from mushrooms, you see, and you're going to see unicorns. It's all good. So I'm not saying no, but I can tell you a little bit more about the horses. So we're coming with this is spoiler, good for the ending of this. So we're coming up with the druid specific horse. We're coming up with a fire horse specific to inquisitors only. No other player can use it. We're coming with an ice horse specific for Templar. And we have another horse. I forgot what that is because Constantine, my wife, is working on some of them. But they're going to be cool. A little bit like Assassin's Creed, glowing, doing all that stuff around them. The forest ones are going to blend in with you into forest, so you're going to be invisible. There's a couple of cool things that we have, but the new horses are coming. The first horses that you've seen was just a test, alpha. Go create them, own them. Tell us how the creation process was. How do the players feel when there's no horse? Exactly happened what I was thinking. Basically stables blew up with AVL. Most of the players spend on horses because they're saving you time, right?
Absolutely.
So did I answer that last question? Yeah. And then another thing, we're going to bring the beautification NFTs. That's spoiler, but I'm going to do it next week.
What is that?
Home beautification NFTs. So because we need to support our level person, right? So you've seen some of the flowers different. They're mostly for streamers because they put tons of time in the game that they don't charge us penny for. So we try to make their property a little nicer. But I have a lot of players that wanted to make their homes nicer, and they don't mind spending tiny bit of money to make it prettier, right? So we decided to release in the future, probably next week, a couple of beautification items. So your home can get flowers or paintings or things like that. So they will come. Additionally, in the chest that you're exploring in the world, you will be able to find frame and maps and frame paintings, and these will be used on the walls in your home. So when you find them, you can't put them by yourself. We do it for you, right? But when you find it, we will send you NFT, right? And then you can decide. You're placing it, we're burning it, right? You're keeping it, you're selling it on the marketplace. It's really up to you. You've seen the example of them in Warrior Lion home.
Right.
We just did an example like, hey, if you find the frames, they're gonna have, and what's in them is really pictures of different levels. So what's there? And we're gonna do rarity of the paintings. So some of the paintings we designed them already. Some of the paintings will show you secret locations that are somewhere there to find, and that painting is going to be valuable. And the map ones, we created a couple of map ones, and then we created one that we took them up and we divided into series of 4 paintings. So if you find all 4 and you put it together, right, then it tells you exactly where the treasure is. So we did stuff like this because people are asking, what's in the chest? What's in the chest? Why am I running around? And I'm like, hold on. The first version was to show you that there's a chest. Then we're sending you, okay, keys, open, basic, working, rewarding them. Okay, that's working. Nobody abuses it. It's working fine. Now we're dropping a cool items into the chest. So now when you find the chest, your heartbeat is going to go up because there can be something. So we go in like one by one with this. For us, the main issue is will players abuse the chests, how we can prevent it, how we can make sure that's key limited, just so they don't blow up our game. So anything we present is. But I think the paintings are going to be cool. People are going to like paintings, and they're going to like to find treasure mobs. It's one of my ideas. All right, guys. I think I answered everything.
I think so. Thank you, Marius. Thank you for your time, as always.
Thank you.
Like I said, we all love the game and just looking for more. More. You're going to have us going through withdrawals here pretty soon. That's all I know.
It's been a pleasure working with community. A little money. We really gave it all. The team really gave it a lot. We pushed it as far as getting soft distribution from one of the consoles. Once we're going to get the distribution on the paper, that's going to bring a large investment into the company. It's going to make a better game for everybody, right? Just the final summary is we can be all positive about crypto. That's okay. That's fine. But a major game market is outside of crypto. So you have to find a way how to let crypto people merge the two and make money, let's call it, or have some, how to call it, a business in game because they're in a crypto and the rest of the space is not. So my main vision for the games that Daniel is going to do, I say we're almost ready to show the second game. We're trying to merge two, and everybody talks about this merging. But it's all about, at the end of the story, how many players you can bring to the game, how many will stay in the game. We can't compete with any giant titles. We're just going to start it slow, see how it goes, give people value, keep the economy going, keep adding things to it, and pray to God. We're going to launch on some consoles. We're going to get a lot of influence of people, bring the investment and make the game better, and then give you the storyline that we want, right? And then we bring in the Egyptian game for you and give you another there, right? So people already know it's called Gods of Orion. It's nothing new. It's in our Discord. And I don't really want to say much about it, but it's going to be similar, alternate history about Egypt, but not only located in Egypt. And I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be strictly on 5 at the beginning. We're working on it. We're still putting team together for it. We've done some general levels. We choose the 3 core characters that are going to be in the game. It's going to be team of 3 working the tasks. So multiplayer, but not giant multiplayer. We think you guys are going to like the story. We think you're going to get buried in the story for at least 5 years of your life just in the story. The good things about MMORPG that I've noticed, that I can build the world and it's always going to be new. It's always going to be exciting. Where majority of the games you go through it, you're done. Whatever, you spend $80. I'm playing the God of Ragnarok that I love a lot, and I know I'm going to be done with the game in 7 days. And there's nothing they can do about it. No. And it's this I can add. I can give you new stuff every time you log in. I'm trying to do also another thing, just kind of vision of us that we're working as a team right now. Final Fantasy version, for me, vision of MMORPG is better than most of the games because subscription-based model works better as you bring more of a content. The content is more high quality. The other games get the influx of players. They dump down and they keep on losing players, all of the MMORPGs, based on just play to win. And I'm just looking at the numbers. I don't say that they're humongous, incredibly talented groups of people that make billions of dollars. So the only thing I can say is respect. And I'm watching the numbers over 20 years because there's a bunch of the numbers. So if you're building a new project, who do you follow? The guys that constantly lose players to other projects, or the guys that been around for Final Fantasy has been around, guys, since 1987, I think.
Long live FFX.
So can you imagine that? 1987. And if you look at their numbers, the numbers of players joining the Final Fantasy is constantly, slowly, steadily growing. And the question behind that was to community of Final Fantasy. What do you guys think about? They say, because when they bring update, and it's a regular update every 6 months or so, it's full of new great content. And then their group replied, we have enough subscribers that we feel safe about putting money into that update. They prefer that than throwing new items and new buying. So it's a business model, right? They're all very successful, but who's onboarding more players? It's Final Fantasy, and I think there's one more game, so you guys can look at it. So we're looking into all these guys in the future. We're nobody right now, but Blizzard was nobody, right? Back in the day, everybody's nobody when they start doing it. It doesn't matter what you
start somewhere.
Everyone starts somewhere.
Yep.
Tesla was not a company either. Needed money from survive. Their first car was, and look where they are now. They're taking over the world with all the machines that they're building all over the world. So you have to start somewhere and just have a good people around you and try to don't steal from people. Like I see what happened to guys. How many distributors I spoke to, and I just mentioned with blockchain NFT. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, not interested. And the big distributors, because of what happened. And then they will send me links in the email. Look at this company, look at this company, look at this company, what they did with player money. So it created a very bad vibe that we try not to change. And there's like 5 or okay, let's say it's 10 really good games in blockchain. Let's call them that it's 10. I think it's 5, but let's say it's 10. And all these games are now proving that blockchain is not bad. NFTs are not bad. The bad factors are already gone. They're out of the business. Now we're trying to bring a true games to the players. So this is where we are. But ultimately, like Zeberford here, the valid question was, are we going to Web 2? Yes, 100%. We're going to consoles and Web 2, and we pray to God we're going to go to PlayStation because I really love their controller. But it's going to take years. It's not an immediate thing. You guys are in a very early stage of production. Like imagine you were in 2002 before the first WoW release. So you're just playing with all that, like,
We're the game
just
testers.
everything is,
Vanilla Avalon is what we're going to call it.
yeah, it's very clunky, and also the Avalon name. There's so many Avalon, but we were discussing it, and we say right now there's so many Avalon. Let's talk about it 5 years from now. When you type Avalon, that's the only thing is going to be us, and that's the end of the story. When you go on Google now, it used to be I was like the link number 10. Now I'm always the link number 4 or 5. With the Avalon in general, because the content is coming out. So we release more content, and there's going to be no Avalon board game, not Avalon online. It's just going to be D game, and that's kind of how we see it. It just takes time to build it, and you guys are helping us. I'm very proud of the community more than anything else. There's new players coming to the Discord, and I don't need to reply. And Lancelot just sends me screenshots. Do I still get paid because everybody does my job? So he doesn't even reply to anybody. Like Galax is there replying and explaining. Like Adamas is on it. Like anybody is there. Chiefy is like the main.
I don't think he sleeps.
Chiefy, I think, took a contract of living in Avalon. Basically, is there. It's incredible how helpful people are, and the new players come to me or to in the ticket general say, "Hey, I never seen community so supportive. I always get like dumped in a corner. Nobody wants to raid with me, and they just really help me." People are really impressed, and that's why you see the new hats selling, new homes selling. They feel like they want to be around, right? What we just need to do, we need to do a volume, and the volume is going to help us. We're very little right now, but we cannot do volume and crappy like other games because we're going to get 10,000 players now. The support is garbage. Stuff doesn't work. We need to be very gradual, and I hope you guys are going to understand that over the next couple of years that we need to go very slowly forward, not with a big jump. And Amazon AWS services, me, we had a big conference. We agreed that we really would like to have only 1,000 players for beta, maybe even 700 to don't get overwhelmed. So we're going to limit passes to between 700 to 1,000 to beta. So everybody's coming from alpha that has the characters, and then the new beta maybe 500 additional passes. So anyway, that's end of my rambling. I always take 2.5 hours. You can cut it in a little pieces.
Oh
no, we love it. We love it.
We love it. No worries. I think that was interesting, and as always, thank you again, Marius, for all the information. Again, the community is amazing. The game is amazing. Anyone is watching, what are you waiting for? Come join us, guys. More we are, more people we are, more fun we have. So don't hesitate. Any last word, Mr. Marius and Zerbert?
I'm good. I'm gonna leave it to Marius.
Just want to invite everybody to come to Avalon, meet the game. You to cut this interview in little pieces so they can scroll through it easily. Because the last one I did was 3 hours cheese, and if people come to me, Marius, I love it, but I don't have all day. So maybe cut it in if it's gonna be there.
We're gonna
do something. Yeah,
you're gonna do that.
All right.
Thank you guys.
very much. Yes, sir.
Go
Thank
ahead.
you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Talk to you.
Bye everyone. Have a great day.
Bye.
Time to wrap up. Thank you for watching, guys.